Welcome to Jordan, a place surrounded by so much mystery that before coming here, we honestly had no idea what to expect.
This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
In this travel documentary, we set out to discover what makes this country truly special. And Jordan completely blew us away.
You cannot get this anywhere else in the world.
We start our journey in Amman, where we dive straight into the history and energy of the capital city.
It is spectacular. I don't think I have any words.
We then make our way to Petra, where we see one of the most famous wonders of the world.
Oh my gosh.
After that, we're heading deep into the desert to spend the night in a Martian dome in Wadi Rum.
There is no place on earth like this.
Sleeping under the stars in landscapes that almost don't feel real.
And I actually can't believe this is natural.
And finally, we'll end our journey floating in the Dead Sea.
This is insane.
One of those experiences that sound impossible until you do it yourself.
It's such a crazy phenomenon.
But what surprised us the most wasn't just the landscape. It was the people, the food, the culture, and every corner of Jordan has a story to tell.
I cannot be more excited.
By the end of this trip, we understood exactly why it's so easy to love Jordan.
And welcome to Jordan, a place I never ever thought I would be visiting. A unique and interesting part of the world. So we're starting right now, as you can see, in deep downtown Amman, and there are people everywhere. On this side, there's lots of shops that we're going to go and explore as much as we can. And as you can see, we have the palm trees because we're in the desert. And it's very dry, but I'm sure you didn't expect to see me in a big puffy jacket, but it is a little bit cold. This country, and especially this city, is steeped in so many years of history, 7,000 to be exact. We're also going to other parts of Jordan, especially Petra, which Jordan is known for worldwide.
Okay, first things first, gotta cross the street. Everybody's super enthusiastic here. We are actually in one of the markets here in downtown where we can see a lot of people selling some street food, selling some jewelry, and even behind me here, selling all sorts of clothes. This is a vibey market. And just as we're walking through, we can already feel the hustle and bustle of the city. This is Amman. I cannot believe that we are here right now.
Hustle and bustle doesn't even come close to what's happening right now. There are so many people walking up and down, and so many sounds. Sounds you wouldn't expect. Mahaba. And everyone seems very chirpy, enthusiastic, as Chef said, and excited to be here, just as much as we are, which I didn't expect. I didn't expect the people to be like so friendly and forthcoming and want to chat to us.
Help but I have the biggest smile on my face right now. Like, I'm so excited to be here.
So this is a main street. You can see all the cars, but they're just selling souvenirs. Here we got some watches. Here they've got some sweets. Mahaba. And this guy's selling a bubble gun. Why not?
There are tons of shops that are lining these streets. From garments to toys, bags, food, spices, sugarcane. We have got some shawarma on this side. And then over here, I can see a whole bunch of fresh fruits, juices, bananas. Even though we started our journey here in the hustle and bustle of the market, it kind of seems like organized chaos. I mean, they're selling all sorts of books, fresh fruit, some food.
I'm trying to find the words to incorporate what we're feeling and seeing, but it's a lot. It really smacks you in the face. I think that's what it's like here in downtown. Really busy. But the population of Amman is really small, only about 1.5 million if I'm not mistaken. But as Chef said, it's organized chaos. Lots of these cars are coming through and you'll see all of these beautiful buildings. They are these giant limestone rocks, and I think we're going to see that throughout the city. So what have we got here? Bags and bags of all different kinds of nuts. It seems nuts and seeds. And then look at this sugarcane. This must be from this region. I didn't know that they had sugarcane here, but look at all of this. Look how giant this bag is. Mahaba. I'm also feeling particularly safe which is really interesting when there's so many people around. But everyone is smiling, they're always greeting, and when people are walking out and about and they're relaxed, it makes you feel more relaxed as well. Here you can buy some scarves, here you can buy pins. These are really cool. Wow, all kinds of all different... Thank you, marhaba.
And if you look behind me, there are tons and tons of strawberries. I didn't know Jordan had strawberries. Look at these.
Look at those, let's go see them.
They're actually just in a little cup, like with lots of ice.
Hello.
Oh, look, a chocolate fountain. Wow, and you just control it with a
Oh,
phone.
really? Oh,
Oh
cool.
my gosh, that looks amazing. It says 1 JD.
Yes.
One JD for all of this? Wow, one dinner. Can I pick one up just to show you what this looks like on the streets? Oh, it's an entire show.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. That looks so delectable.
I'm sure you didn't expect that. Welcome to Jordan.
Very good.
Wow.
Very good.
Oh my god. That was so delicious. You literally fed it to me.
Is it my turn?
I'm sorry.
Okay. But I want to buy a few. Okay, oh my word. What's happening?
Very good, yeah.
Very good. So delicious.
I can't believe we're getting fed strawberries in Jordan.
Did not expect that when I woke up this morning.
They were so tasty.
Okay, so he said it was 1 JD for one of these, so we're gonna have to get one. Because now that I've tasted one, they're delicious.
He's gonna pick one for us. Which one is the best? Ah,
So
Fantastic.
1 JD, I think that's the green one.
wow. He is smothering it in chocolate. Fantastic.
So this is about $1.5 for all of that, with chocolate on top. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shukran.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. What's your name?
Hassan.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's our first date today.
Thank you.
Thank
We're happy
you.
to be in Jordan. Did you ever think that if you went to Jordan, this is the kind of street food snack you would get? A lot of chocolate, and of course when you first have it, it's just super sweet from the chocolate, and the strawberries are absolutely massive. When you put it in my mouth, I was like, this is the biggest strawberry I've ever had.
Can you believe you were fed a strawberry in Jordan?
I've only been here for 5 minutes. So good. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Very delicious. Thank you. Bye-bye.
There's no Wi-Fi here.
But how are we going to order a taxi home or find a way to our next destination?
Don't worry, I installed a Voye eSIM.
What's an eSIM?
Basically, it's a digital SIM card that you can install on your phone even before you arrive in that country. That means that the second we landed in Jordan, we already had internet connection. That means no airport lines, no waiting in lines for physical SIM cards, none of the usual hassle.
That actually sounds pretty useful.
It is, and what's great about Voye is that it works in over 140 countries. So if you're traveling through multiple destinations, you can keep using the same eSIM instead of changing plans multiple times.
That would make traveling a lot easier.
Definitely, and it's also so much cheaper than paying those crazy roaming fees. In fact, you can save up to 70% compared to roaming.
Okay, but what if someone's never used an eSIM before?
That's the best part. Voye gives you 100 megabytes free to test before your trip, so you can make sure everything's set up and working before you travel.
That's actually pretty handy.
So whether we're navigating around Jordan using Google Maps, booking rides, finding food spots, or uploading content while we're traveling, it just makes everything so much easier.
All right, you've convinced me.
So if you would like to try Voye for your next trip, you can use our code SHED15 for 15% off your next eSIM, or click the link in the description below.
I'm seeing what this guy's selling. So he's selling corn and he's selling nuts. And this is a makeshift cart. He's literally put it on a brick so it stands. We saw something similar when we were in Istanbul, the corn and the nuts, and I'm not sure what the significance is. No, thank you. What is that? I'll have a look, but what is that? I'm not even sure what it is. It's like a green bean. Hello, marhaba.
Yes, yes.
What is the name?
Hummus.
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 Wow. I'm sure it isn't. Nice to meet you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. We're making all sorts of friends on our journey. And there's a lot of street food as well. Lots of fruit, but also nuts, seeds, corn. Really quick bites to eat as you're walking on the street.
Hi.
Hello, marhaba.
Marhaba.
And everybody's friendly. Everyone's wanting to talk to us. We're just trying to film our video, and it's very cool. I love a place where everyone's friendly. And of course, Shev and I really stand out here, I think. Hello, marhaba. So this is the situation. We've got people walking through. This guy's got a cart on the way. This looks like tea. Coffee. Oh, okay. And it smells good.
So good. It's like aromatic.
Why does it smell so good? Hello.
It's been so lovely to us. And we've just been on one street.
So friendly.
Amazing. Like the energy here, the friendliness is just amazing. Let's see.
So people are just walking throughout, and there's just things to buy the entire way along here. And one thing I always notice is that everything's outside and no one's looking after this. And it always gives me a sign on how safe it is. If everything's out here, that shows that no one is stealing or just taking it on the way. And this is the busy street. This is what downtown Amman looks like. We've got some palm trees in the background, and this is the organized chaos of downtown Amman. Look at all these sweets.
Wow.
Hello, candy.
Wow.
This is fresh candy. Wow.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen so many different types and flavors of candy in my entire life. And all the bags are open, let me just point out. So anyone could just stick a hand in and grab a piece on the way.
I've never seen sweets on the streets.
We're just looking, thank you.
Oh, hey, this guy's got strawberries. Fresh batch.
Marhaba. Wow,
You
you got so many strawberries. Wow, okay, you can continue. Poor guy, he waited for us. That tray was bigger than him, and he is doing a fantastic job of transporting them across the street. I don't even know where he's going. You want a picture? You look good.
What's your name? Nice to meet you. We're from South Africa.
Thank you. Hello. Yes.
Everybody's so nice.
YouTube, yes, we can
Yes.
show you.
Let me see if I can show you. Do you have it on
We're
your-
going to get our first Jordanian subscriber.
I hope so.
Shev and Dev. Yes. You can follow. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, thank you.
He said 50-50.
50-50. Does that mean he
Yes.
might subscribe? He might not.
Yeah. He said maybe.
Maybe 50-50 chance he might subscribe. Oh well, I'll take those odds. What I've just seen in the distance, it looks like a fruit market or some sort of outdoor market. So we're going to cross the street now, and I think you just cross
Here we
just
go.
through the streets.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. So all of these yellow cars are of course the taxis, and there's loads of them. But also what I've realized, there are so many electric cars. So a lot of them are silent and you don't hear them coming. And you wouldn't really expect to have so many electric cars here, but there's lots of charging stations as well. Oh, here's an example right here. Let me show you. Look, there's a BYD right here.
It's fascinating.
A lot of Chinese vehicles here in Jordan. That's interesting. This is crazy. Thank you. Everybody is saying welcome to Jordan. And we're not saying it's our first day or anything, and they're just naturally saying that. They're so hospitable and welcoming as I'm trying to cross the street. Okay, let's see what we can find here. This is one of my favorite things to do. An outdoor market. This is local life, and this is where you see what the fruits and the veg and the cuisine is of a country. Some mini coconuts to start us off, and everything has just been placed on a crate. So it kind of seems like it's makeshift, and they probably make this in the morning. But come through with me. What else can we find?
Ooh, bread.
Bread. This is why you come to this part of the region. The bread is on another level. I think the word bread in Arabic also means life, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what the word is, but that shows...
A-Y-S-H.
Yeah, A-Y-S-H. I think it's Aish. I can taste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. you. Oh, thank you.
Number one. This is number
Wow.
one. Him, number one bakery in Jordan. Number one in Jordan. We've just come across the number one.
Number 2.
He's number 2. We've somehow come across the number one bakery in the whole of Jordan, apparently. And he gave us a small taster. This is a very crunchy, very thin. It tastes like a focaccia bread, but it's so crunchy and crispy. And it's obviously just come out of that oven. And it's delicious. Bread in this part of the world is unmatched. Can we have 2?
It looks delicious.
It looks so good. Thank you. How much?
Half JD.
If you didn't hear that, he said half JD. So not even 1 dinar. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's okay. You can keep it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So he said it was half a dinar. So that's about $50 for 2 pieces of bread. And I gave him 1 dinar because that is incredible value. So now we've got some bread for later. Actually, let me try this right now. We're on the streets of Amman in Jordan, trying some local bread. What? How is it that tasty? Let me try and open this up for you. Can you see it
Oh,
in there?
you can open it up.
One of the freshest breads I've ever had. I'm not sure if this is meant to be paired with a tea or a coffee
Or hummus.
or hummus, of course, or some labna or something. But fantastic.
What's your name? Nice to meet you. You from Amman? Okay.
What's your name?
I'm Chef. I'm from South Africa. Yeah. Good. Bye-bye. That's the guy we got our bread from, and he was super friendly. He said he's from Amman, and this is pretty much what we're doing right now. We're going through the vegetable market, the bread market, all the fresh ingredients. You know what's amazing about being here is being in the local life. Everybody is just on their way, getting some fruit, getting some fresh vegetables. You can actually go all the way up in there to get even more. Look how vibrant these nachis are. What do you call nachis? I don't know what a nachi is.
What is the non-South African word for a nashi?
Tangerine?
Tangerine?
I'm actually not sure.
I think a tangerine.
Tangerine. You've got apples. You've got oranges, lemons. This is... Look how vibrant everything is here. It's fantastic. Hello.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Are you from Jordan?
Yes.
You from Amman?
Amman.
Nice to meet you.
كم يا معلم؟
Bye-bye. Everybody's so lovely. Oh, you're giving it to me? Thank you. I'm not sure if I should take this or not. Thank you. He actually gave me a little fruit. Oh, people are so lovely. And he gave you one as well.
I ended up with one as well.
Oh,
Where the from?
South Africa.
Africa. Welcome to Jordan.
Thank you so much. We got potatoes, I see we got onions, we got tomatoes. This is like a full market. You can buy anything. I think you come here, maybe you do like your weekly groceries. We heard that the Jordanians are so hospitable and will often give you something, like an offering, and they said it's rude to not take it. So we're definitely keeping it.
hello.
We're deep in the market.
Very, very deep in the market. Fruits on the side. Meat. Everybody shouting. To buy the fruit, I guess.
Just walking around with your fruit.
I love it here.
This is madness. There are people, there are trolleys. Hello, hello, welcome to Jordan, welcome to Jordan. Wow. Where does this lead to? For Chev and I, this is one of our favorite things to do, is just head deep into a market, see what we can find. Mahaba. This is what local life is like. We don't always want to go on the tours. We want to see how the locals live, and this is it. This is the place. We've got fruit, we've got nuts, we've got powders and spices. Look at this. Mahaba. What is this? Oh, it's a powder? Do you eat it? What do you do with it?
Yeah, you can.
You can eat it? Yeah. I can try some? Wow. Oh my goodness, that is insane. What he said is you can mix some olive oil in and it creates kind of a paste. It is such a strong spice. And it's got little seeds in as well. And I think if you mixed your bread in, it would be absolutely delicious. That is so clever. And you can see they've got mountains of it. And they've also shaped it really creatively. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
These are dates. We know that dates in this part of the world are so significant, and often when you have tea or coffee, they'll give you dates as well. This is absolutely mayhem, but everyone seems to know what they're doing. People are literally just shouting across, and we got all sorts of seeds. Fascinating. Marhaba. Hello. Thank you. The standard word that we're getting is welcome. What a powerful and special thing to say to someone. Welcome to my country. Sorry.
Hello. Hi. How
It looks like he's taking one of these baskets and he's putting it in like a cylindrical dough. And he's got a long stick to like push stuff in. It looks like he's roasting.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it's fresh. It's still steaming.
Putting it in like a churning machine.
Yes, you can see over there, and look how fresh it is, steaming here. And then, oh wow. Thank you. Thank you. I'll try one. It's a tiny little seed.
It's salty. It's good. It's a salty, crunchy seed. I have no idea what it is, but it kind of tastes like it's been roasted like coffee. Look at all of these olives. I love olives.
That must be like a 10 kilogram bucket of olives. Who is eating this many olives?
I would. I love olives, so me.
It's a very aesthetic display, olives, don't you think? They look so mesmerizing. You just want to eat all of them.
He likes the olives.
Yeah.
Another thing is the smell and aromas. Hello. The smells and aromas as you're walking through here, and those olives are so rich. It's amazing. Marhaba. Hello. Oh, I like your scarf. You look good. To be honest, I think people are more excited that we're here than we are, which is staggering. Everyone is so friendly. They just want us to feel welcome, and I really feel that. But finally, we can see the light. We have made it out of the market. I never thought we would. I thought we'd be stuck in there forever, but we've made it out to the main road yet again.
As we were walking down the hill, we have now come to a little viewpoint, which we're going to go now down the stairs. But we had to stop and have a look because we have the most beautiful view of the Roman theatre just from afar. And look at what this looks like. That is the Roman theatre over there, and there is a huge square in front of it. And look at the backdrop of the theatre. It is absolutely stunning. There's a huge I Heart Amman sign over here.
But I think what's special is to be here during the call to prayer, which is covering the city. It's like an echo throughout the city, through these hills, and it's really special. We've just taken a small walk from downtown Amman, and as you can see in front of you, it's this beautiful, iconic Roman theatre right in the middle of the city. But in front of it is this beautiful square where people just seem to be relaxing, having a drink. All the kids are playing football, which I see is obviously very popular here in Jordan. This looks like I could be in Italy or I could be in Greece, but I'm in the middle of Jordan. What a fascinating place. Can I just point out that all these kids are just playing all by themselves, completely safe, and they've left all of their jackets, and I can see their bags and their toys on the floor. That's how safe it is here in Jordan. That's wild.
All the kids playing football. Oh, rollerblading. So cute.
Not many cities in the world you can just leave your jackets and bags and no one will go near them, even look at them. To get into the Roman theatre, we need to buy a ticket. But what we did before we arrived in Jordan is get what you call the Jordan Pass. And it's a tourist pass that gives you access to over 40 different destinations throughout Jordan, including Petra. And this Roman theatre is one of them. And the best part about the Jordan Pass is it waives your e-visa fee. So when you arrive, you don't have to pay for a visa, just show them that you have this. That's a tip, and it's really worth it if you come to Jordan. Okay, let's buy our ticket. We'll just prove that we have a ticket. Hello, marhaba. 2 tickets. I have the Jordan Pass. Yes. So there's a QR code here, so they just scan that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye-bye. So now we can go shredding. Easy. You have the pass? Yeah. It's okay?
Where are you from?
We're from South Africa.
South Africa, nice country. You from Jordan? Yeah. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, this is amazing. We are standing right in front of the semicircle Roman theatre. This is probably one of the most iconic features here in Amman, Jordan. It is spectacular. I don't think I have any words. And welcome to the Roman Theatre. This is one of the key pieces of architectural marvels here in Amman, Jordan. And it's one of the most well-preserved architectural sites that I've ever seen.
So this theatre was built in the 2nd century during the Roman era, which interestingly enough, Amman was called Philadelphia at that time, which seems completely random to me.
This is an excellent example of Roman architecture, as you can tell, and it's basically a semicircle theatre.
And this theatre is in fact one of the biggest theatres in this entire region and can hold up to 6,000 people.
The seating goes according to a social status. So of course the elite and the more noble people sat closer to the stage, and then all the commoners sat further up, which is typically Roman, am I right? I cannot believe where I am standing right now, and look at this. Standing in the middle of the most beautiful Roman theatre, and it's so well preserved.
Which is really impressive that it's been able to stand for so many years. Even some earthquakes have been through here. And you'll notice, besides the size of it, is how the sun is always behind, because apparently they always wanted the sun to be behind the guests so they could see the show very clearly, which is amazing that they thought of that so many years ago.
I could actually picture the orchestra and all the decorations right now, as if it were the 2nd century CE.
Why did you come all the way here? Why am I the chosen one? How did this happen?
As I said earlier, this seating is according to a social status where all the elites sat closer to the stage. But if I were part of that Roman era, this is probably where I'd be sitting as a commoner, or this is probably where I'd be sitting at an Ed Sheeran concert anyway.
And by the size of these steps, which are absolutely massive, very unassuming from the ground level how big the stairs are. You can see the scale as we step up and up. How they were able to build this thousands of years ago, I've absolutely no idea.
This is probably the most grand view I think I've ever experienced. Sitting at the top of the stands just gives you more of like, whoa, where am I kind of feeling. I cannot believe this is Amman. But if this is our first impressions of the city, I cannot wait for what we're about to experience next. Apparently they still host some concerts here today, and I would love to experience that.
We're sitting right on the top step of this theatre and just looking out, not only on the rest of the theatre, but on the entire city of Amman. Sometimes you need to take these moments when you travel and just absorb as much of it as you can before you move on to the next spot. But let me give you a view of what we're seeing. Now that we've got the sun behind us, it's perfect. We've got the amphitheatre here, and then you can see how the buildings go all the way up the hill. So we're on one hill here, and then there's a hill on that side, and then it's kind of the valley in between. Look at the scale of this. Look at the size. It's so impressive. And here you can see the square where everyone's playing. So now we're going to walk to our next spot, which, if you see in the far distance, is at the top of that hill. Okay, we have just arrived at our next spot, which is the highest point in the city, and we can use our Jordan Pass as well for the site. So let's go. It's okay.
Thank you.
We have now arrived at one of the most iconic and historically significant sites in the whole of Amman, which is the Citadel.
This has been a continuously inhabited site since 1200 BC.
And it's resting right on top of one of the hills. So we get one of the most beautiful landscape views of the city. And Amman is built on 7 hills. You can see how it just goes up and down this valley. And it's one of the most beautiful sites I've seen because it has all the buildings with these limestone rocks. I think I heard it's known as the White City because when they're all together, it just looks majestic.
And today we're just going to be exploring, we're going to be looking at thousands and thousands of years of history. And it is a stacked history because it's been continuous and ever-changing for over 7,000 years.
I'm saying again, I cannot believe I'm in Jordan. Did you picture Jordan to be like this? It's beautiful. We're on top of the mountain. It's very windy, it's a little bit cold, but look at the city. And of course we have the giant Roman theater in the background. And it really sticks out in the middle of the city. It's so special. And just a view of this site, you can see how old these rocks and these buildings are. There's like different walls that they've made here. It's really a testament to the layers of history that Amman has. And it's really changed the course of this region. Over thousands of years, generations of people have stood on this platform. What a privilege it is to be here. I feel so lucky. And many people would not normally visit Jordan, but why not? It's so friendly, the food is good. People are amazing. So many people always go to the very touristy countries and cities. We just went to Istanbul, which had so many tourists. But here, there's hardly anyone. Don't always trust the media and don't always follow people because some of the most beautiful places in the world are untouched. So here is the Citadel on top of the city. And as you can see, it's these giant columns. But you can see that it's all broken. This column's actually fallen down here. You might be thinking this looks Greek or Roman Empire. And in fact, this site specifically is a culmination of different sites that have been built on top of one another over thousands of years because Amman was ruled by so many different groups of people and empires.
There have been so many influences from the Greek to the Romans to the British to the Islamic, and we can see all of that whilst walking through the Citadel. And it's basically perched on top of the hilltop to resemble influence, the highest point meaning the highest influence at the time. So if the Citadel were a book, the Ammanites wrote the opening chapter, the Romans added marble and columns, the Umayyads reshaped it into an Islamic city, time and earthquakes added to the rest, and we're not just visiting ruins, we are standing on the foundation of Amman itself. As you can see here, we've got these giant cylindrical pillars. Gives me a more Roman influence. And we just walked past Hercules' hand. And it is this huge hand which just shows a symbolic reference to the Greek times.
And to be honest, when we normally visit a city, we don't go to the museums and see the old sites, but this one is specifically impressive. And of course, on this side, we have the beautiful view of the city.
All of the limestone buildings are just surrounding us over here. It looks so beautiful. They've all got these square windows. They kind of all look the same, but it just gives you that aesthetic symmetry of a city. And we can see a massive flagpole with the Jordan flag.
And I could just stand here and marvel. Amman is beautiful and unexpected. I never knew Jordan looked like this. They're very cute.
This one, I call here Georgia Meloni.
Georgia Maloney.
Yes. That's Macron.
Macaroon.
Obama.
Obama?
And where is Donald Trump? He's the orange.
Donald Trump. Oh, he's underneath.
He's aggressive. He doesn't trust anyone.
That's the best part of my day. Donald Trump trusts nobody. But Obama's quite hungry.
Yes. And Georgia Meloni, she's very friendly. Georgia, take this.
Oh, she's
Look
pretty.
at Macron. He can jump and catch.
Wow.
Catch. Palestine. Most of us here in Amman are Palestinian refugees.
Yes, I heard there's many refugees here.
65%.
65% of the population is refugees.
Palestine, yeah.
So did you cross the border?
No, my parents came from Palestine. But I was born here.
You were born here. Wow, that's fascinating.
It's life.
Yes, but I'm glad that you're here. It's safe here.
Yes,
It's a beautiful city. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
What was your name? Sorry?
I am Muhammad Amin.
Nice to meet you.
You are welcome. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Enjoy, my friends.
Bye bye.
It's your life.
Bye, Donald Trump.
No, not for Donald Trump.
Bye.
We're now walking through a side alley that we found, and this is always one of my favorite things to do in any city, is go off the beaten track and see what you can find. Here you can see obviously all the colors. That brown is so iconic here in Amman. Look at this little alleyway that Shev and I are just heading all the way through. And because Amman is built on these hills, you're either going up or down. There's no flat. And look how old this door is, which gives you an idea of how old this entire city is.
We've now taken a short 12-minute walk from the Citadel and the Roman Theatre to this lovely, modern, bustling cafe called Rumi. And wherever we go, we always love to try the local coffee, so we've ordered a little latte to test out. Apparently, the coffee is very good here in Jordan, so we thought we'd give it a go. First of all, presentation's absolutely amazing. This costs 3.5 JD, and this cafe is so lovely, homey, cozy, and modern that when we looked around, we were like, are we in Jordan right now?
This area is completely different to this morning when we were in downtown. Look at this, no people, lots of cars, but no one's around. It's a really peaceful, relaxed, and different area to where we were this morning. Here's an old van that they've opened up and they're selling books here on the street. We got to see the old side with the Citadel and the theatre, and we got to see the hustle and bustle in downtown. But then there's also this. Amman is full of surprises, and I cannot wait to see what else we get up to in Jordan. And welcome to the entrance of Petra. Never thought I would be saying that. As we go through this gate, which you can see says welcome to Petra, we will be entering the civilization of Petra, because it's not just one monastery or one treasury or one building, but it's an entire civilization. And at the time of filming this, you've seen the intro, you've seen all the beautiful sights, and for me standing here right now, I have no idea what I'm about to enter. So you know, I don't. I think I'm going to be shocked and just in awe the entire day. As you may know, this is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and we've been lucky enough to see the Taj Mahal and the Great Wall of China. So this will be our 3rd great wonder. And yesterday we took a 4-hour bus from the capital all the way down south to Wadi Musa, which is the little town that we're in right now. But our bus actually broke down on the way. It had a tire burst and we were stuck and stranded on the side of the road. But eventually we found a taxi and made it into the town. So we're about to head in through this gate and enter one of the most fascinating sights on the planet. So where you start the hike to Petra, because it's going to take us maybe 1 or 2 hours to get through all the different sites in Petra. We're starting at this visitor center, so we're going to head through this gate. On the other side is nothing. There's just going to be a pathway heading through the mountains. We have to discover it on our own, which is quite exciting because the 2 other wonders of the world, they were just there in front of us. With this one, we have to find and discover it ourselves. Before we go in, I've seen this giant map, which quickly gives you an idea of where we're going to go. Here's the entry gate. And we're going to make our way all the way through here, and you can see how many hundreds, if not thousands, of different facades, theaters, streets, all the way along we're going to see. Hi, good morning. Thank you. 2. Let me show you the other one. Thank you very much.
today and tomorrow. Use the same time.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. This is officially our ticket for 2 people for 2 days to enter Petra. Marhaba, good morning.
What's your name?
Devin Jones.
Are you sure?
Yes, last time I checked. Thank you.
This is for 2 days.
2 days.
This is same ticket for tomorrow.
Okay.
Keep it with you, don't lose it.
Okay.
Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning. This is same, huh?
Ah, perfect. Thank you. Here we go.
I'm completely freaking out. I've seen nothing. The excitement of something coming my way just around this bend, I'm losing my mind.
It's still super early morning and we've come just before the sun peeps out from behind this hill right here.
As you can see, there's not even a paved road. It's just a dirt road into the abyss. I cannot be more excited.
Even though I'm still a little bit asleep, I don't think it's really sunk in that I'm about to see a world wonder.
As we're walking, I guess, into the civilization where Petra was, you immediately have this quiet feeling. Everyone is whispering, and I think it's because we're covered in probably the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen. These rock formations are absolutely blowing my mind, and as I said, we haven't even got there. Here's an example as the rock is flowing, and obviously there's a cutout as well. Look at this. I feel like I'm on Mars. I feel like I'm in a Star Wars movie. We have a horse going by. Marhaba. We've literally just entered Petra. What am I witnessing right now? If anybody knows, please tell me. Is it a ritual? As you can see, they're in like a guard knight uniform. They've got a shield and they've got a spear. Is it a show? Is it a performance? Is it a ritual? Is it just for the tourists? I have no idea, but it's fantastic. And of course, with this background, it's really cool.
It's really cool.
I feel like I'm in an Indiana Jones movie. As you can see, this beautiful tunnel formation that we're about to enter is called the Sick, and it's a 1.2 kilometer long entrance, which is going to take us right into the heart of Petra. Hello, marhaba. No, it's okay. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank
to
you.
Petra.
Thank you.
I feel like I need to whisper because sound is carrying throughout this canyon. This was one of the roads that people used to enter through all the way to Petra, and apparently there were lots of shops and people were selling gold and spices all along here. Like, it was just packed. So we're going to take a nice 1.2 kilometer walk all the way through here. It's already breathtaking. I think we're going to be saying wow throughout this video, but I really feel like we've left the planet instantly. We've only been walking for about 5 minutes, and now we're on Mars. We're definitely on some other planet. In every direction you look, there are these beautiful mountains, and you can see all the layers in the rock as well. And I feel like I'm in a Star Wars movie, like when Anakin Skywalker was pod racing through the rocks. That's what it feels like.
Can you believe what we're looking at right now? There's nobody here. We are getting to see Petra by ourselves. Look at it.
The further you go in, the rock formations change, and sometimes it's wider, sometimes it's more narrow like it is now. And the rock is in fact coming over. There's a complete overhang that there's no light coming through, but also echoey. So you have to whisper, and your sound and your voice travels.
Echo.
Echo! Woo! I hope that correlates on camera.
Can you believe that the Seek is all natural and just formed by tectonic plates? I mean, this is a pure example of Mother Nature acting and creating the most beautiful wonders for us. I totally get why this is a wonder, and we haven't even seen it yet. The Earth did this. Wow.
We are about 10 or 15 minutes into our walk through the Sikh, and as I said, it being 1.2 kilometers, it takes quite a while to get through. And of course, you have to walk slowly and take it all in. But it's wild to think that people used to walk down here 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. And even though it seems all secretive, which it was, this was a thriving civilization. So if you were trading silk or spices, anything like that, you would have come through here. And what a walk that would have been.
Look at where you are, petting a cute dog. Nero.
Why are you posing for the camera?
Okay, so the moment has come. We can actually see Petra peeping out through the little crevices here. What we like to do is we have to hold hands before we see the world wonder, and then we're going to do a big reveal so we can experience it together and with you.
We can see it peeping already.
Here we go. Oh my gosh.
I feel like my neck already hurts. I'm looking so high up.
Oh my gosh.
I can actually feel my heart pounding. Okay, so this is the moment that we've been waiting for, and probably the picture of Petra you have in your mind. But in fact, this is called the treasury. This is not Petra. This entire area of over 800 structures, this whole civilization is Petra. This is only one of the structures. And it's called the treasury, but apparently it was never a treasury. It was in fact a tomb or a temple, and apparently you can even see some bullet holes of people trying to shoot to get some gold on the inside, but there was no gold. But the way this is carved into the mountains, 40 meters high, is beyond staggering. And I want to give you an idea of how it works. So you can see there is this crack in the mountains which we came through, like this amazing, beautiful reveal which brings you all the way to the treasury. And then we have some camels over here. And what people generally do is stand around, they take pictures. You can ride the camel, you can take a picture of the camel, but you just stare and gaze in awe at this unbelievable engineering feat. No tools, no concrete, no giant machinery to build this, all by hand, probably about 2,000 years ago. And I think something that doesn't come across on camera is the detail in the little artifacts that's been carved throughout the structure.
We have finally taken a moment to just soak it all up and actually take in the fact that we are seeing one of the 7 wonders of the world. And I am standing in front of it right now. It is an absolute marvel, something you should see with your eyes in real life.
Going through that reveal and seeing this has almost made me feel a bit emotional, which has only ever happened twice. Once was seeing the Great Wall of China, and once was reaching Everest Base Camp. I'm not sure why, but I'm feeling a bit emotional. We made it, girl. It's made me realize that I only have this amount of emotion if it's something this spectacular. It's one of those majestic things that's just in front of you, and I think as a human you can't grasp what you're seeing, what you're looking at. And even though I've seen hundreds of pictures of this, being here is a completely different feeling. If you're watching this and you're ever thinking of coming, please book a ticket and see this. I'm feeling a little bit choked up just being here.
We actually came quite early and we got to see the sun coming over the beautiful treasury, and it's just proving to us how beautiful the structure is because the light is changing constantly throughout the day.
I also want to point out the reality of Petra right now, where even though we are here early, there aren't too many tourists here.
And I think about 2 years ago, this place would be packed, tons and tons and thousands of people. But to be honest, we are getting to see a very amazing structure, and it's pretty quiet right now. Can you believe that people think this is just Petra? But it's not just Petra. This is just the beginning of Petra. We've got hundreds more things to see today.
Where are you from?
South Africa.
South Africa. Welcome to Alaska.
Hello. Can we have for 2 people to the viewpoint?
To the view?
Yes, please. 10 each, sure. Thank you so much. Your office has the best view in the whole world. Yes, now it's so good. You're so lucky, you have a good view. You work with the best view in the world.
You're lucky too because you visit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we paid 10 JD to go up to the viewpoint, and it kind of felt like mandatory to do because it feels like we got to enter Petra for free because we bought the Jordan pass. So we have access to Petra for 2 days, which means we can come back tomorrow, take as much time as we want, and admire the views at a leisurely pace. We don't need to rush through. So paying 10 JD for the viewpoint seemed like a no-brainer.
The viewpoint is over there, and these are the steps we need to go up all the way along over there till we reach the top, and this is the view we are going to get. Wow.
It's incredibly hard to describe what it's like to be here in Petra because even though you've seen pictures of it many times, it still feels special once it's in front of you. Once you've seen it with your own eyes, you just want to see it over and over again.
So we're walking up the rock, and it's not stairs, they're little cutouts that they made, and then you can see Petra's in the background. This is really going to give you a scale for how big this treasury is. Look at all the rocks, and we're probably about 30 meters high right now. So here we go. This is the great reveal. Okay, we've got the 360 out to hopefully give you a better idea of the scale of this treasury. So we're right on top of the viewpoint. If I point this all the way up, you can see how steep the drop is. So I'm not going to be too close to the edge, but look how beautiful this monastery is. And we've got a beautiful Jordanian flag right in front of us. And besides the treasury, the entire rock face is a spectacle. And I think even if this treasury wasn't here, we would just be enjoying all of these rocks and the mountains. And to think that humans built that by hand a few thousand years ago is spectacular.
We've actually sat down now for the viewpoint cafe, and we decided to have a little tea. It's got some mint in it, so it smells absolutely divine. We've got some company. And have you ever sat at a viewpoint overlooking one of the world wonders? I mean, this is probably one of the most priceless views, and we paid 2 JD for this tea. So we're going to sit here for a little bit, just take in one of the world wonders, because when do you ever get to do that?
This is the situation right now.
So we're now walking further down through Petra. I can see there's a theatre in the background, but there are all of these different cutouts in the rocks that these camels are also here. And I wanted to point out something I've never seen before. Have you ever seen an orange-haired camel? And he's got a friend, and I think you can take pictures with them and probably ride them as well. And as you can see, I've taken my hoodie off because it's a little bit hot right now. So we're going to head all the way through. It's still a few kilometers all the way through Petra. This civilization was massive. All of these little places here could be where people lived, or there were shops. Who knows?
There's this trend going around where millennials are giving their parents fridge magnets instead of grandchildren. So I thought it would be fitting if I treat my parents to a fridge magnet as well.
There's a whole bunch of fridge magnets here, and I absolutely love this one. I think it's got a camel, it's got the treasury, and it's super beautiful. It's got the Jordan flag on. It says that the fridge magnets are 1 JD at this beautiful shop. So I think I'm gonna get this one. I think this one's really cute.
Thank you. I like your eyes. Very beautiful. Thank you. What's your name?
My name Nai.
Nice. Nice to meet you. Thank you for my magnet.
We've stumbled onto another one of the 800 sites here, and it is this giant theatre. So apparently 8,000 people could sit in here. But I think what's staggering for me is how did they build this? It's perfectly carved in the rock. And if you think this was all giant limestone, rock and mountain, and they thought, let's cut it out and make a theatre. And it's very similar to the Roman theatre that we saw in Amman, but apparently that could hold 3,000 and this can hold 8,000. And can you imagine being here at this time, watching a show or a concert or something with all the people here? And then in the background, this is the view from the other side, which is spectacular. You can see from the view behind me how we've walked all the way through this valley, and now we're going up a few stairs because we're heading all the way up to the monastery, which apparently is even bigger than the treasury we saw earlier. And apparently it's an hour to an hour and a half hike to get all the way there. I'm already feeling a little bit out of breath because we've been walking for 20-25 minutes already and we still have a long way to go. And I think it's about 800 steps all the way to the top. Everything we've seen so far has made us feel like, how did they build this? How did they live here? We're really in the thick of the rock and the mountain. And the story is that people have been living here since the beginning of time. But in fact, a Swiss man rediscovered Petra in 1812 because it was lost from people for a long time. And we've seen you can take donkeys all the way up and down as well. Marhaba. No, it's okay. Thank you. Marhaba. Hello. Good, and you? Do you live here?
No, in the village.
You live in the village? Okay, so you come every day?
Every day.
Wow, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
What do you think about buy something, sport today?
We already have, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You can see here, you can buy all sorts of things as you're making your way up. Oh, look at all of this. Hello, marhaba. Wow. Is this your shop? Wow.
Beautiful.
And you're in the shade. Nice to meet you. Okay, thank you. Oh, and then we're going through the rocks. I was just saying to Shev that this is almost a splitting image of what it's like in Star Wars. And as I said earlier, it feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. Wow, making tea? Is this tea? Wow, good.
You need tea?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Hospitality for you.
Yes, you're very hospitable. Thank you.
Think about it later. We will buy some candy.
Maybe when I come back, I will have some tea.
Yeah.
Your name is Maria?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It goes without saying that the Jordanian people are so hospitable, warm, welcoming, and probably the most welcoming people we've ever met. These people are out here all day, every day, and they're trying to sell something just to make a little bit of money, but yet they're not hounding us or trying to scam us. And a lot of tourist destinations around the world, people are just trying to get you to buy, and here they're not doing that. They're not overcharging, and look at this. Look at this view. Wow. If you are wanting to go further in and of course all the way to the monastery, it is quite a hike. We saw people with hiking boots in the beginning and we thought, it can't be that tough. But genuinely, there's a lot of stairs and we are traveling quite a distance. I think it's probably between 5 to 10 kilometers, maybe even more. And I found a friend. Hey. Can you see him?
Welcome to Petra.
Thank you.
You made it to the halfway.
Oh, halfway only. Wow. Wow, we are deep into the rocks now. We're winding all the way through, and how they've cut out all of these steps as we're going through, I have no idea, but it's really impressive. Who knows if we're even getting to the top, because it's so deceiving, because you walk up a few, you go around the corner, and then there's more. Isn't this spectacular?
This is nothing. We've done Everest Base Camp before. This is nothing.
Cheese or Chobani. You from India?
No.
You also India?
No, my mother from Pakistan.
Oh, your mom from Pakistan. Are you from Jordan?
Who are you?
South Africa.
Welcome to Petra.
Thank you so much.
Don't you think it's so funny that we like always want a boyfriend, and then when we get one, we always tell them like, oh, we should go on more dates, and then he brings you up a mountain on the date. But this is why he doesn't need any friends. I'm his bro. I just sat here for a small break and a lovely gentleman just handed us both a cup of Jordanian tea. It was so lovely. They're so hospitable here. He was like, just drink, just enjoy. And it's delicious. It's very sweet and it's cold, so it's refreshing. It's lovely. Thank you for the tea.
Thank you. This is delicious. Jordanian tea. Thank you.
Come every day
Yes, we want to. You from Jordan?
from Petra, Bedouin.
You're from here. Wow, you Bedouin. Oh, wow.
I live in cave. Your first visit here, right?
Yes, first visit.
Hope you enjoy.
Thank you so much. So beautiful. You said your name is?
Abdullah.
Abdullah. Abdullah and Dave.
Wow, welcome to Jordan.
أهلا وسهلا.
Welcome to Petra.
أهلا وسهلا زميلي, welcome.
You want to be in the
I like
photo?
that.
Yes, why not?
Why not?
Wow.
Why not?
Together.
Brother.
Great photo.
Tea.
you having coffee?
Cheers.
Yes, this is coffee.
Coffee. I like it.
You
Wow.
love it?
Yeah, I like coffee.
You want?
No, you have it today. I'll come back tomorrow and get some.
When you come back, you can have our coffee. It's our welcome.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
We actually have a friend who's showing us where he lives, which is all the way down there. He's about to give us a tour.
Oh, here's the flag. You have a beautiful flag. So apparently at the bottom of this valley is a water fountain. And you can see right at the bottom there's some green trees, which proves that there is some water, obviously running down the mountain. And he said him and his family and others live down there. We just came to see Petra to say, yay, we went to a world wonder, but we're getting so much more than that. We're meeting local Bedouin people and their families have been here for thousands of years. Like this. Oh, let me come this side, then you can hold the flag.
There we go. What a beautiful. They're so soft. The passageway is just completely opened up. This is where we've ended up, but this is the dark tunnel we had to come through. And here we are. I don't think this is it though.
No, I don't know.
Cool that when you arrive here, you always have some friendly local that says, you've made it. So we have made it. Let me take you around the corner.
Welcome to Petra.
Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Kareem.
Kareem.
Yes, my nickname Lost.
Lost.
Yeah, if you lost, I will find you.
Oh, very good.
Love that. Turn the corner. This is what we have trekked all this way for. Wow. This is insane. This is the monastery.
If you're wanting to know if the 15-kilometer trek is worth it and the 800 stairs, it's worth it. I mean, look at this. Absolutely priceless view. You cannot get this anywhere else in the world. Why is everything that's worth seeing always uphill? I mean, I'm absolutely exhausted, but it was so worth it to trek up all of those stairs to see this. I mean, this is absolutely worth it.
Even though we saw the treasury earlier, this is still blowing my mind. But first thing you'll notice, no one is here. At the treasury, everyone was there taking photos, and now it's just us. And the closer the camera gets, you're not going to be able to see the top of this because this one is so much bigger than the first treasury, which was already 40 meters high. I don't even know how high this is. How did they build this? The way it comes through the rock is so 3D. If you look up, it's like jutting out. It is a masterpiece in engineering thousands of years ago. There is a no entry sign, but I want to touch it to say that I touched the monastery here in Petra.
So there's you, and there's the top. All the way down.
That's
For
how big
scale.
it is. When I'm standing here, touching this, which is an insane piece of history, looking up, it is so scary. It is towering over me.
After trekking to the monastery, we've taken a short little break, and there's actually a restaurant overlooking the monastery, and this is our view right now.
What a place to sit and have a drink. There's some music playing as well, creating quite a vibe.
And welcome to Martianland. This is where we will be spending the night here, completely isolated in the Wadi Rum desert. If you can zoom around, there's absolutely nothing for miles. So we are getting the authentic experience.
I've grabbed my bag and taken a small walk from the pods to give you an idea of what Wadi Rum is. So we took about a 1.5 hour drive south from Petra, and now that we're in the south of Jordan, Wadi Rum is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's this desert valley covered with these granite and limestone rocks, a really dramatic landscape, and it gives you this out of world, different planet feeling. And many famous sci-fi movies were actually filmed here, like Star Wars and The Martian, and I think parts of Transformers as well. I think that's because of the dramatic rocks that look alien-like. Also, apparently people have lived here for thousands of years and still do, so we're gonna go and see some of them and explore the interesting lifestyle that happens here in the desert. And from what I've seen, there is absolutely no wildlife. I'm seeing no birds, I'm seeing no small animals, but I know that there will be camels.
The sun's very harsh, but let me give you a quick layout of what this place actually looks like. We are staying at Marsland Luxury Camp, and you can totally get why it's called that, because we have got the complete feeling like we're on Mars, like we've left planet Earth. Behind me is the reception area, that's where we checked in, and we had a lovely Bedouin tea as our welcome drink. And then this is pod number 1, and we're staying in pod number 2, and we were lucky enough to get one of the front facing domes, so we've got a completely uninterrupted view with lots of mountains jutting out. We're going to be able to see the sunrise. We've got a whole bunch of other domes as well. They're pretty much a little bit higher up on the hill, and then we've got a private balcony or walkway that leads up to our dome. So I go up a few steps. Let me get my key card out. Very modern for a tent, if you ask me. And let's get out of this wind. So I tap my key card. Come in. What are you doing over there? Let's go. Okay, now that you're inside, you can hear the complete difference of what it was like outside versus inside. I could actually take my jacket off, I could take my shoes off because it's so warm in here. And let me give you a quick little rundown of where we will be spending the night. First thing is we've got a lovely dining room table where we will probably be eating our breakfast tomorrow if the weather's not so good. And they were very kind enough to give us a lovely welcome fruit basket. In the middle of the room, we have got a ginormous king-size bed. I think this is like a king-size bed Pro Max. It is so big. It's super soft, super cushiony. We've got like some modern wooden panels, and then we've got a ginormous headboard with an air conditioner on top. The curtains are closed right now because I want to reveal that view to you in a moment. But we've got a bedside table on each side. We've even got a reception phone. Lots of place where you can store your personal belongings. We even have a second seating area with some very nice cushioning. And I'm sure you've noticed by now that this is not just a plastic tent in the middle of the desert. I think they've put a lot of thought into how they want to make this as comfortable as possible for their guests. They've got this very nice thick padding. I think that's for the insulation to keep all the heat in, and obviously for the wind and stuff, but they all lead up to the ceiling, which if you want to do some moon gazing, literally we have a moonlight. And then around the corner we have a little tea station, so we've got mugs, we've got a kettle, plugs obviously, a big water, because in case you haven't realized, there aren't any convenience stores and coffee shops nearby. There is nothing. We have a mini bar that is stocked with lots of little soft drinks and some extra waters, even a few snacks. And then we even have a makeup table, which I am going to use, obviously. Nice wide mirror, very attractive lighting, I would say. And then if you follow me all the way along, still not showing you the view yet, over here we've got just some extra storage space. And then we even have robes. I mean, even modern day hotels don't have robes, but in the Martian Dome you do. Now, look at this bathroom. I mean, this is a seriously modern bathroom for a Martian tent. We've got beautiful mirrors. I think this one even lights up. Oh, that's awesome. We have a hairdryer, modern sink, modern toilet. We even have a beautiful shower with 2 shower heads. And we even have an amenity kit. We've got Dead Sea mineral body lotion. And apparently the owner was telling us that this place is brand new. There's only 2 guests staying here right now, us and another couple. Oh, and I didn't forget the grand reveal of the view. Are you ready? It is super bright in here, and it's very hot. I can totally understand why they've closed the curtain. This is actually glass. It's not plasticky, it's not very tent-like. It's very modern luxury. But this is the view that we have. And the owner told us that the sunrise will be between those 2 rocks. And I'm sure you can see there's 2 other camps right opposite us. So we're not completely isolated. And we've got a lot of things that we plan on doing here while we're in Wadi Rum. We're going to have a 4x4 Jeep tour, and we're going to have a authentic Bedouin dinner tonight, which is called Zaab, I think. And I think we're going to enjoy an authentic experience here. So I can't wait. We've met our first cat in Mars. How cool. Oh, he speaks. Are you from Mars?
We've now taken a small climb, I guess you could say, up to this rock, and they are setting up for dinner later tonight because we wanted to get a bit of a viewpoint of the valley so you can see this Martian, Mars-looking rock. It's so interesting, and it's all of this dark maroon color. It's almost like a rose red, and you can see where I'm walking. There's all of this loose rock, and it changes colors as you walk. And look how it's cut out absolutely perfectly. And now the sun is just behind this mountain, so we have this beautiful shadow overlooking the valley. But I want to continue climbing up because I want to show you how spectacular this view is. I hope you're ready, because look at this. There we can see down into the valley, and you can see the shadow all the way into the horizon, and there are the pods that we're staying in. From here I cannot see a car, a person. That's how vast and barren this area is. The only thing you can see are dust pockets as the wind carries through here, and it's very windy today, but apparently it will die tonight, and tomorrow we're going to have perfect weather. So while we're here, the cats have walked all the way up onto this hill with us. And I think the best part about coming here is there's nothing to do. And I mean that in the best way, because you're just here to relax. You're here to explore like we're doing, because you're not just going out and seeing sights like you would when you visit other cities. It's all about being in another world. And I really feel that being here. And I guess this is what life would be like on Mars. I guess that's if Mars had cats. Okay, we have to go back now. We're staying in room 302 if you want to come visit. So this is the Bedouin tent that I think we're going to be having our dinner in. And I can see they've set a fire, and there are 2 pots on the fire at the moment. And I assume that's tea because there's all the small glasses here. And I assume we're all going to sit around here. Are you making tea?
I make a tea with Arabic coffee, Bedouin coffee.
Oh, 1 tea, 1 coffee.
Yes.
Oh, good. We can have some later.
If you want now,
We'll get some later. Thank you. We want to go exploring.
you're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Nice
you,
to meet
sir.
you.
Nice
What
to
is
meet
your
you.
name?
My name is Nidal.
Nidal. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. See you later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So you heard he's making some Bedouin tea and some Bedouin coffee. And he said if we want, we can have some right now. And as I said, you're here to just relax and enjoy. But let's keep exploring. We're trekking up one of the dunes, and you can see how red the sand is. But what a view in the background. The reason is we're wanting to get a higher viewpoint so we can see these beautiful domes from above, and I'm in fact sinking in the sand because it's so soft.
And I want to show you this. Look how red the sand is. Look at that. It's so soft. It actually feels like spices. Isn't that insane? Now that we have climbed up like half the dune, we're still being towered by these insane rock cliffs. And I actually can't believe this is natural. We are literally situated in a little valley, so I assume it could get quite cold at nighttime. And we have the most beautiful setting of the Wadi Rum Valley. We keep on repeating the words like desert and Mars and red sand, and there is no place on earth like this. We just walked past the common area where you could picture about 50 guests sitting there having some tea, having some dinner, and we get to experience that pretty much like a private resort just for us. They've just called us to say, hey, do you want to come and see how we cook this Bedouin Zarb dinner? And we were like, say less, we'll be there. So we're gonna go and check it out right now.
So we're being taken to the kitchen, which is here, right in between these mountains. But this is where they cook the food. And it's so unassuming because it's just a hole in the ground.
The coals are busy burning right now.
Literally just a cutout in the ground. How they've done that is unreal, but it's a barrel.
And the heat reaches probably about here. It's such a strong flame.
It's fire for 2 hours
Oh,
before we cook.
before you cook it, you actually light the fire 2 hours before.
Yes.
So then it gets to the perfect temperature.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Fantastic.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is the master chef right here. He's going to be showing us everything. Thank you.
So we're being taken deep into the kitchen, like private access. Hello. Okay, this is where everything's getting prepared.
This is amazing. It smells fantastic. All the spices smell amazing.
Meat and chicken. Here's the vegetable. And garlic, mashed garlic, lemon, paprika, sweet paprika, salt, cardamom, cinnamon, black pepper.
There's such an amazing array of spices that's all going to blend together. It looks amazing.
Okay. First I want to start for rice, okay?
Okay.
I put sweet pepper, corn oil.
Cold oil. Okay.
So this is for the rice dish?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Look how big this pot is. The chef says he needs an assistant. There we go. Okay, I'm ready, chef. This is a huge spoon. Look at this. I just stir.
Yeah.
Wow, look at me. Didn't know I'd be on MasterChef today.
Now I want to put the dry spices.
Yeah. And now I mix.
Yeah. What's your name?
Chef. Yeah, like chef. I'm literally mixing up all the spices, the peppers and the onion. What an experience.
We just wanted an opportunity to see how it's made. But in fact, we're now making it, or let me say, Chef is making it.
Good chef.
And she's doing a great job, apparently. So these are all the spices, as the chef said. And look how many vegetables there are. We've got some potato. It looks like a yam or a sweet potato. There's corn and carrots as well. And quite a lot of meat. So I think this is chicken and this is lamb. And this is the setup. Oh, thank you.
That's awesome.
We're going in full chef mode. Thank you.
Wow. Now we're in full costume. We're chefing it out, literally. But he said he wants all the spices and all the veggies to be blended until it's brown.
Half spoon.
Half a spoon. Okay.
Yes.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta get it right. I can't do anything wrong.
Now the saffron.
So, okay. Half a spoon?
Half a spoon.
Like this?
Yes. Cardamom. Cardamom like little bit.
Yes, with feeling. And salt.
Salt 2 spoons.
2 spoons of salt.
Yes.
Yes, chef.
You put like this.
That's how you do it. Like this?
Yes. Another spoon. Care for salt, don't worry.
We like it salty, so no
Okay.
problem. I think this is where they're going to put the meat on, and then they're going to put this underground. Look at the structure on this. It's about 4 levels high, and then this is going to go underground for about 2 hours.
2 hours, 2.5 hours.
And it's gonna be great.
Of course.
Of course.
Now when you put the lamb chicken, 14 kilo.
14 kilos.
Yes, maybe more.
Wow.
You are strong?
No. I can't lift it. Wow.
Like
That's good. That's generous. Generous amount.
here?
Here. And the chicken too?
Yes, yes.
So he puts the rice at the bottom, right? And obviously, remember, we've got the fire beneath that. And then the meat is going to go on top. And there's holes in the tinfoil because the fat and juices are going to drip through. That's why you can't have too much water in the rice. Everything has a purpose. Where it's positioned, how long it's in for, and all the vegetables just have salt and pepper. And they go in raw, just like that. So they're all placed, spread evenly.
I like that it's also a huge piece of vegetable. We got like potato, corn, got some sweet potato, carrot.
Do you do this every night?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Sometimes 3 or 4 times
I have another one
a
here.
day.
Even bigger than this?
Yes.
There's a one behind this, a bigger one.
Wow, for 20 chickens.
Yes. 26.
That's why you're so strong.
Yes.
That is a lot of work. Well done.
No, I am happy for my work.
Yes. You like to do this?
Yes.
Yes, you're a good chef, so it makes sense.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yalla, Abdullah.
They've got to carry it though.
Carry it, that's the thing.
Well, I'm right behind you. Look at this. It takes 2 men, 2 strong men. Look at this. Here we go. We're putting it in the fire. Okay, we're outside and look at where we're going right now. To the fire pit.
So now they're going to dunk it in.
1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Wow. There it goes.
And just like that, the food is gone.
There it is.
Isn't that a strange thing that it's like completely in the ground?
And he's covering it up.
And it's literally the lid of a barrel, and he's going to clamp it shut. So no heat whatsoever escapes.
Oh, the blanket.
Yalla, Abdullah.
And now you're covering it with sand.
Yes.
Wow.
So why do you do that?
I need more warm, you know?
Oh,
I
okay.
put it now fire on top.
Oh, you're going to put even more fire on top.
Everything has a purpose.
This is a lot of work for a meal.
Hardwood.
This is hard work for a meal.
You forgot everything when you try to eat.
It'll
The
be
food
worth
is so
it.
good that you forget how hard it was to make it. And I think what's special is it's this really rich red sand straight from this region. So only this kind of sand will be on this fire. Nowhere else in the world will it be like that. And he's covering every inch of this blanket to make sure no heat whatsoever escapes from the barrel. And then he's going to put some extra coals and logs on top. So we even want heat coming from the top as well as beneath. Can I point out where this is being cooked? So that was the kitchen, mountains around us, and just a hole in the ground, making one of the most epic meals we're ever gonna eat.
See you after 2 hours.
See you in 2 hours.
Now we wait.
Now we wait. And he's actually pouring me some tea in a little glass cup. Thank you.
You're welcome. The tea is hot, straight from the fire.
It's been brewing there for quite a while. This is so aromatic.
Thank you.
Sage, right?
No, cardamom.
Oh, it's cardamom now. That's why it's so fragrant.
The afternoon we make it sage.
Ah, so sage is like an afternoon tea.
Yeah,
And this is like evening tea.
evening tea.
This is the tea that we're drinking that has just been brewing in the sand, in the coals, and it's been kept warm. This is piping hot. Can you see the steam?
Oh, you have to shake it.
Yes.
Before you drink?
When you
or
finish.
after?
When you
When you
finish.
finish.
If you don't, I need more.
Oh, you not make it like this? You need more.
Oh, okay. So if I'm just waiting, you will keep
Yes.
pouring. That is very good information. So what he said is, when you finish your coffee, you must shake the cup. It's sort of a sign to tell him that you're done. You don't want any more. Enough. Khalas.
Halas.
Right? If
If
you
you
do
give
want
like
some
this-
more, you just leave it, and then
More.
he will keep pouring. So it's unlimited coffee, bottomless coffee. I like that.
That shows hospitality.
Yes.
Exactly. Look at that. That is the boiling tea.
So I'm getting the full Bedouin experience. So what is this called?
Farwa.
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 Yes.
It's like a jacket and a blanket in one. And it is so warm. Okay, and then Bedouin scarf as well.
Now you're getting the full experience.
Now I'm getting the full experience. I'm going to be speaking Arabic after this. I didn't realize how detailed it was.
Now
When
you're
it's on, it seems so simple, but it takes a lot of work to get it right.
now you'll be Jordanian.
Yes. And it's so snug as well. It actually keeps your head warm.
There you go.
Yes, that's perfect.
Look at you.
Look at that. Thank you.
Now you look like you belong in the around the fire,
Yes,
having some tea.
that feels great.
Look at you.
How you start your day and how you end it. You never know what's coming. So this is the moment. The food is now coming out 2 hours later. So they're clearing all of the sand. It is completely pitch black. We're in the middle of the desert getting our food from the ground. He takes the lid of the barrel off and you can see the smoke coming out. You can actually hear the meat sizzling. Then he pulls it, rips it out of the ground. And now I'm standing here with the barrel completely empty. And there's still a bit of warmth coming from here. But most of the coals have completely died. So the timing is perfect. 2 hours is the sweet spot. And I have no idea how they know that, because normally when you're cooking food, you can taste it, you can mix it, you can check if it's cooked and it's ready. But here, it's underground. You have no idea. You've got no control over it. But they bring it out and it is perfect. So they quickly carried it back into the kitchen. They're going to plate it for us. And then we're going to sit in the Bedouin tent and we're going to eat. So let's go do that.
We're starting off with 7 salads. We've got some starters, we've got some dip, we've got olives. We've also got a soup to start before we get to the main course, which you saw earlier being pulled out from that barrel. Our wonderful chef has brought us over our main course, which is a combination of the lamb, the rice, the chicken, and the vegetables all on the outside. It looks like it's cooked to perfection. So we are really having a feast tonight. Wow. He's checking the tenderness of the lamb. Oh, thank you. It's so tender. It just fell off the bone and it tastes divine. This is my plate of food for the evening. How am I going to finish all of this? It would be absolutely criminal if I didn't share my first bite with you, which has got some rice, a little bit of yogurt, some lamb, and some potato. The lamb is so tender, so flavorful. The rice is cooked to perfection. Every single one of these things is cooked so well. You actually can't compare it. It's like a flavorful feast in your mouth. This is Dev's plate. This is how much food we have. We're having a Jordanian feast. Good morning from our Martian dome in Mars. We slept like babies. It was completely dead silent, and because there's no city lights around, it was like pitch black. Now it's around 7:30 and we've woken up just in time to watch the sunrise. I can't believe the sunrise is so late, but it's literally peeking out above the little crevices of the mountains.
And this is our setup. We've bought a table and 2 chairs outside of our glass dome, and we're going to sit in front of the glass looking out, and we've made a small cup of tea. Even though we're in the middle of Mars, we still have a kettle and electricity, so we're able to make a modern cup of tea. This is our setup while we watch the sunrise.
Don't you think this reminds you of baby Chev and Dev back in 2020? When we used to go on these little getaways in the peak of COVID, we used to go glamping, camping, stay in the most unique sites, in the most unique accommodations. We always used to do a morning sequence, a tea sequence, watch the sunrise, and it's just making us go like full circle. Like, I can't believe that we're here right now, still doing what we love.
I think when you watch these videos, it seems like, oh, we just go from place to place, and most vloggers, it just seems like they're showing an amazing place. But to be honest, being here and being someone who gets to experience this, we always pinch ourselves and we always feel extremely, extremely lucky. If you ever come here, you will understand what it's like, a very special feeling. And to be waking up on another planet is something I never thought I would do. Space travel was easier than expected. We got here in about an hour and a half from Petra, and the mountains are changing colors as the sun is going over them. It's a really special, unique feeling.
We've woken up to the most spectacular spread of breakfast this morning. We've got a whole variety of classic Jordanian breakfast foods. We've got a whole bunch of fresh cucumber, tomatoes, some olives, cheese, some dried fruit, even some cold meats. But this was made especially for us, and it's called kalaya. And apparently the Jordanian king says that this is his favorite food. It's so simple. It's just tomato that's been fried with some green chili and garlic. And the chef was so lovely that he actually brought all of his cooking utensils and a cooking hot plate to show us how it's actually made. And he said, you've got to try it with the pita bread. It was cooked specially for us. We got to witness the whole breakfast being made. I'm going to give it a little taste. It's piping hot still. Hot. Oh, it's so flavorful. It's so yummy. You can just taste the hints of garlic, a little bit of the chili, and it is so piping hot. I think I actually burned the roof of my mouth. We're gonna enjoy this spread of breakfast now, and then we're about to go on an activity. We've actually made it up one of the dunes here, just a few steps away from our camp. And I know it's windy, but this is so funny. We're halfway down the dune, and look at these shoes. Oh, we're like completely stuck in the sand. Okay, this is our jeep for the day. And this is how I have to get in.
We're literally sitting in the back of this Jeep. And they've got like makeshift chairs. It's almost like a song towel.
And it's private, just for us.
Yep, here we go. This is gonna be epic. So it's only Chev and I in the back, and we're literally gonna explore Wadi Rum. There's no plan, they've told us absolutely nothing. And I really like that because we're just going to end up somewhere super unique. It's a surprise. So we've stopped at our first spot where all of these beautiful camels are. And of course you can go on a camel ride if you like. This really makes me feel like I'm in the desert now. So these are of course camels from the area that the Bedouin people still use as transport and to maneuver goods throughout the desert. It's really cool to see them in their natural state, and again the surrounding is absolutely spectacular, and life here is so quiet and peaceful that when the camels make a sound it echoes through the valley. Oh my gosh. The more we've stayed out here, we've realized that life is so slow and so quiet. We're so used to going to big cities and there's so many people. The pace is so quick, but here you're just forced to slow down. I feel like it's taken me more than 24 hours to slow down. I feel like I'm going at a high pace. I'm used to the city. And there's in fact a Bedouin tent over here. So we're going to go inside now and have some Bedouin tea before we move on to our next spot. Thank you. Shukran. Thank you.
Local Bedouin tea. Cheers. He said it has sage, cardamom and cinnamon. It smells so fragrant, it's lovely.
This is what the inside of a Bedouin tent looks like, if you wanted to know. And it's all covered in this red decorative style, and it's beautiful. And you go in there, you sit, you have tea or coffee. You almost forget that you're in the middle of the desert.
Wow, that smells
Oh, thank you.
This amber perfume.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's so fragrant. Oh my gosh. It's like an entire perfume shop in a bar. How interesting.
And the Jordanian people always are so kind and welcoming, and the hospitality is unmatched. But we're going to get back on the Jeep, just a quick stop, see the camels, have some tea, and now we're back on the road.
Let's go.
Or no road. There is no road. We're just going to go. Okay, jump back on. There we go.
Off again.
When we're at our camp, it's only us, but this shows that some of the nearby camps, there's some people as well. And the sun is still out, but we're going to see sunset in about an hour or two.
Say goodbye to the camels. I know that it's windy, but we are about to go on some seriously bumpy roads. Thank goodness we've got a 4x4 to tackle these sand dunes, because it's actually quite a trek and a journey here, but it is seriously part of the adventure. I totally get why they call Wadi Rum the Valley of the Moon, because it feels like we're on the moon. I mean, there are tons of these canyons, there are tons of these rock formations.
And you can see these cliffs behind us, the Petra cliffs, and just the formations of the mountains are staggering.
So we've actually sat on a little rock, which is pretty high up on a viewpoint, and we're now gonna watch the sunset. We've had quite an enjoyable jeep tour today. We got to see the Lawrence of Arabia, we got to see some canyons, a lot of camels. I think what was most enjoyable for me was just the drive. Just to drive on the dunes, and now to watch one of the most incredible sunsets we've ever seen. I think we have seriously enjoyed Wadi Rum more than we expected to. And to top all of that, tomorrow we will be heading to the lowest point on Earth, and that is the Dead Sea. Okay, normally I wouldn't put something like this in the video, but I have to just point out what's happening right now. It's our final day here in the Mars Dome, and Dev is outside running in the dunes right now. He's just running. And I just have to say, because he's gonna edit this and he's gonna see this clip anyways, but I'm just so proud of him, because we're literally in the middle of nowhere and he's still wanting to be fit, and he's still wanting to run and keep up with his health. A little bit of last year and this year, he's really prioritized his body and his health, and he is looking absolutely amazing. And it takes a lot of work. Like, while we're in the middle of the desert, he is running right now. Let me show you. Okay, this is our dome. There he is. There he goes. You can't even see him, he's so far away. Now that I'm stuck in our little bubble and he's just busy running, yeah, he just amazes me. He's so amazing. Oh. When you're with like a type A, Dev's like a type A++. Like, he's not even just type A. There's not a lot of people who'd be out in the desert just running a quick 10K or a quick, I don't know how many Ks he's doing. Let's have one more look. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in. There he is. There he goes. You're doing great, sweetie. There he goes. I'm so sorry for the wind, but we have finally arrived at Salt Beach. And before we actually get to the Salt Beach, we've come across this insanely pink lake in the middle of nowhere. Like, literally in the middle of the rocks, there is this little lagoon, and the water is completely pink, but the rest of the sea is crystal clear blue. How is that possible? So we had to stop just to show you this before we actually get to Salt Beach. If you just walk down with me, you can actually smell this, I think it's sulfur or sulfate. I'm actually not sure, I get the two mixed up. You know when you're like boiling eggs and it's like that boiling egg smell? This is what it smells like here. I'm not sure what this phenomenon is, because we're already about to experience one of the craziest phenomenons ever. And yet, here's another one. Just beyond those rocks is the Salt Beach, where you can swim in the Dead Sea, and this lake is completely pink. I actually wonder if I could touch this water just to feel the sensation. Ice cold. Ah, it's so cold. But just pink. We're at the saltiest place on Earth, and yet the water doesn't even feel or smell salty. How interesting. I don't understand how this lake could just turn pink in the middle of nowhere, and yet we've got the bluest sea just behind these rocks. Does anybody know? What's even more fascinating is, while there is a pink river here, there's also a orange looking river. I mean, this is what I expected the lake to look like, not this.
So it feels like we've got some strawberry mix, kind of like a milkshake, like a strawberry Nesquik on this side. And then over here, we've got maybe a really dark orange Fanta. I wouldn't advise drinking any of this, but that's kind of what it looks like. And a lot of the rocks behind are white, which of course is all salt. So you can see all of these are salt rocks, giant piles of salt, obviously mixed with the sand, because we are on a beach and we're trekking further and further onto Salt Beach.
Okay, so while we're here, let me just tell you what the plan is for today.
So we have trekked a long way here in Jordan, and now we have made our way to the Dead Sea. It has been a goal of ours to swim in the Dead Sea ever since we started our YouTube channel. We booked a hotel and we just came. We were like, if there's one thing we gotta do, it's this. So we're about to head to the Dead Sea. I can actually see it now, and we're gonna float in the lowest point on Earth. It's such a crazy phenomenon, but now we're walking on these like sand plates. That's what it feels like. It's so crunchy beneath our feet. And over there, that's where the sea is. So we're gonna make our way now and we're gonna float together. Yee, I'm so excited.
I apologize for the wind, but this is what the edge of the Dead Sea or the beach of the Dead Sea looks like. There's absolutely nothing here, and there's no body here. There's no buildings or shops or restaurants, and this is one of the most fascinating places on earth, but there's nothing here. And obviously it is a beach, so there's lots of sand, but there are all of these white craters because when the water is evaporated, it leaves this white, really crunchy salt after, and this is what we end up with. So this is what we're walking on. You can see it's all of these little white pieces, and if I take a piece of it, it's like a salty rock. It's all crunchy, it's all crystallized. It's quite fascinating.
It's like a salt crystal.
Perfect.
Just formed, a perfectly formed rock crystal.
Yeah. And look at all these little crystals.
Okay, we've officially made it to the water, and I'm so sorry about the wind, but I think hopefully if you can hear me, this is just gonna blow your mind. Look at all of these tiny rock crystals that have formed along the edge. I mean, it's pretty much a salt bank where we've got the most clearest, crystal clear blue water that we're about to float in.
I know I have the sun behind me, but it is quite windy, so hopefully this shelters me a bit. But I wanted to explain what the Dead Sea is and how it was formed. So it's basically a massive crack in the Earth's crust. So millions of years ago, the Arabian plate and the African plate slowly shifted, and when they started to pull apart, the land in between actually sunk, and it created this basin, and of course all the water in that basin stayed, and that now became the Dead Sea, which is one of the most insane geological phenomena I think I've ever seen. And right now, us being at the Dead Sea, this is the lowest point on Earth, which is hard to wrap your head around. We are in fact 431 meters below sea level, and obviously they have dug many times further into the Earth's crust, but this is the lowest open air point on the planet. So the main question is, why is the Dead Sea so salty? And that's because water comes from these mountains, from the rain, as well as springs underground, and those springs and that water is filled with minerals from all the mountains around, and when it arrives at the Dead Sea, it's got nowhere to go. Water flows in, but it never flows out. And then because of the hot climate, all the water evaporates and those minerals stay behind. It is completely natural, but this is all minerals that have formed for thousands and millions of years, and we're the only ones here. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Nobody's here to experience it. How lucky is that? Here is the sea, but this is what the water's edge looks like. Not a beach at all, completely hard, crystallized salt. Look at this, and it's all like jutting out into tiny little pieces, and it's created this really epic formation over millions of years as the water's rushed up and then fallen back down again, that the little pieces of crystals have come out. And when we went to Wadi Rum, it felt like we were on Mars, a brand new planet, but to be honest, this feels exactly the same. What do you mean the water's edge is just rock hard white crystals, not beach sand?
Okay, I'm about to take my first steps into the Dead Sea. Well, I'm pretty much already in because I was too excited. And what's crazy, let me just pan around quick. Okay, this is the lagoon that we're in right now. There is nobody here. Pan this way as well. We are the only people in this lagoon, and we get pretty much the Dead Sea to ourselves. Can you believe that? I am wearing my sandals
inside because the salt crystals are so sharp. If you come to the Dead Sea, please wear shoes. Wear swim shoes, sandals, whatever, as long as you don't get cut. Okay, am I going first? I guess so. Okay, here I go. I am about to float in the lowest point on Earth. And it's really cold. Okay, here I go. I'm doing it. I'm floating. This is awesome. I'm actually floating in the Dead Sea. Does it look as crazy on camera as it feels? I don't even need to do anything. I don't need to swim. And I'm the only one floating in the Dead Sea right now. This is insane. And the water is so refreshing. It is quite cold, but I'm too excited to be cold. We're about to go in the Dead Sea together. Isn't that crazy?
It's so cold.
It is cold, I told
Why
you.
is it so cold?
You made me go first. Here we go. Floating in the Dead Sea. Are you ready?
So we had to keep our shoes on, even in the water. Immediately you feel your hands are salty and sticky, but it doesn't smell like the ocean. That's the first thing we noticed. So let's go down. Ooh, it's cold. What? That is so weird. My feet are completely out. I'm not doing that. Normally when you get into the ocean, you have to be treading water and you have to be fighting. But yeah, I can't even get my legs down. They just come straight back up. Look at that. I guess the whole point about being in the Dead Sea, besides the minerals being good for your body, is you don't have to do anything. It's the easiest swim ever. You just float. And there's no one here.
Let's just have a small tan in case you think we're lying. There is no one here.
Look at this.
This is crazy. I can't tell you how strange it feels once you come out. Your whole hand and body is like slimy from all the salt. And it is a little windy, as you can tell. Oh, and in case you haven't realized, it's impossible to drown in the Dead Sea. There's no living organisms here, no fish can survive, nothing can survive, and that is why it's called the Dead Sea. Woo! We're floating! This is crazy!
It almost looks like you're sitting on something because it's so effortless.
Right?
But yet you are floating. Before I came here, I kept wondering, what is the sensation like? What would that feel like for someone who's sitting at home and never been here? It really feels like the normal sea. The water isn't any thicker. It doesn't feel any more dense to the touch, but yet you just sit in it and you just stay up the entire time.
That is absolutely crazy that this is a natural phenomenon. I mean, look at this. And it's so relaxing. I just don't want to get out. I know I'm going to be super salty after this.
If you look at it, my feet are just sticking out the whole time. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what it's like to float in the Dead Sea. I've taken a small walk over to show you one of these crystal mounds. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what the official name for this type of formation is, but look how this has formed, and it is extremely sharp. I couldn't even put my hand flat on there. This mound of crystals is in the middle of the ocean. Isn't that crazy? Normally when you go to the beach, you don't see things like this. And what I'm walking on is extremely hard crystals as well.
And I cannot believe that this is Jordan. Can you believe you can do this?
I wanted to point something out that I've just seen. Here on the ocean floor, I can actually pick up piles of salt. Look at this. How's that for a natural spa? You can do a full salt scrub if you wanted to. There is so much. You wanted to know how salty it is?
Whoa, that's crazy. Wow.
One of the strangest things is there are so many flies, and I don't know why. So I'm not sure if they like the minerals, or they like the salt, or they like the salt on me. Okay.
I think you need to dip in.
Let's dip back in. Now that we've dried up, let's go back in.
Such a crazy sensation to float without effort. This is insane. Look at where you are right now. I don't think we can describe what the sensation feels like anymore. It's like a free spa treatment, but you're in the Dead Sea. This is so weird, but this is all the sunblock that I put on.
No, I think that's the salt.
Oh, is it?
You're covered in salt.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Kind of feels weird. I thought it was sunblock because it's only here and that's where I put sunblock
Look at
on.
your neck. Lift your head. What?
Is it weird?
There we go. There's all the salt on your neck.
Ooh, salty.
Once you come out the water, you immediately turn into this like white, crusty and crunchy and dry human being. It is so weird and it doesn't really come off. You have to either go back in the water or put some water on it. And I can feel it all over me and I can taste it as well. It's so salty, but not in a good way. It's way too salty. It's almost an unbearable taste. And this is what ends up happening. Hopefully that gives you an idea of how salty the sea actually is.
Okay, so now that we have cleaned up very quickly after being super salty, where you just saw us being completely overwhelmed by salt, I thought I would give you a little tour of where we're staying. We're staying at the Dead Sea Marriott Hotel, which we picked because it's got an amazing location. This is pretty much what our room looks like. We've got a standard king-size bed, got a lovely bathroom with a very good shower. As you can see, we are spick and span, no longer covered in salt. And the best part about this room is the view. Let me show you the balcony. We have got a little terrace outside, plus we get to overlook the pool and we can see the Dead Sea from our balcony. This is actually just one of the pools. There's actually two pools outside plus an indoor pool in the spa. A huge perk about this place is you could go all the way down by golf cart and swim in the Dead Sea right in front of the Marriott Hotel, which we did do earlier on, and Dev even covered himself in a little bit of mud and then wiped it all off in the Dead Sea. It was very cool. I think this is a really great place to stay because there aren't too many hotels here at the Dead Sea, so this is a great option if you're coming here as well.